Drama City Productions presents.
You are plugged in for the Podcast Wrestling Society, where you can get dynamic weekly pro wrestling and MMA related content. Give us a follow on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram at PODWRES Society so that you can stay in the know.
Faith is the place, and the sky's the limit.
And if you like what you hear, give us a 5-star review and hit that subscribe button.
Woo! 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 Woo!
Now, your host, he is the
one and only
Troy Adams.
We are the Podcast Wrestling Society, and we are about to give you a very blue Wednesday. I am your loving leader, benevolent host, Midwest Monster, and the leader of the Pod World Order, Troy Adams. And with me today, rounding out my clique, they are the Hollywood Nova and the Blue Guy to my Big Stevie Cool, baby Greg and Ramon. What up, guys?
What up? I'm Nova. We're taking over.
We're painting the town blue.
I was just calling you the Blue Meanie earlier.
Oh, man. Raven still...
Yeah, he said some pretty messed up stuff today.
Yeah, it sounds like it if you're talking about the Blue World Order. Raven still maintains that the Blue Meanie was one of the greatest gimmicks of all time.
Why?
Oh, Raven's been hitting the head too many times. So.
Yeah. Before we get into the news real quick, I will say our YouTube page has officially been updated and is up to date with everything. All the episodes up to last week's are up there, and all the extra content, etc., etc. Also, you can now, if you go to redbubble.com/people/podrest society, you can get 2 new t-shirts, or whatever the hell you want to get these logos on. One of them is the official podcast logo. The other one says #junkhand out of nowhere. That is
and
available.
Remember, buy them. TJ is going to personally call you at some point. Thank you.
I will not, but I will...
And junk hand you.
I may junk hand you in public, yes. But, no, I will not call you.
You said anything about public.
I did. But I will not call you, but I will get the Junkyard Juggalo to give you a call. Maybe Rice Bowl Richard, I'll get... Say what?
Nothing.
I'll get them on the party line and have them give you a call. Maybe you can share a rice bowl.
Richard is a personal friend of Greg's.
Who knows them personally? Yeah.
Yeah. Well, both of you think the other one knows him, so apparently it's a big old party for you guys.
No one as cool as Matt, the Junkyard Juggalo.
Well, yeah. Got to get him on the line. Got to get Richard. It's going to be a big old HCW party, triple threat.
Sammy Soup Pants.
All of them, the whole gang. But yeah, I'll definitely go to redbubble.com/people/podrest society. You can get a whole bunch of cool merchandise for the show. We just got a couple new ones with our logo on them. You can get some HCW-inspired shirts or phone cases, mugs, travel mugs, whatever you want. You can get the brand new #junkhand out of nowhere. You can get a shirt that says, "The Look, Bro." Or you can get, "I don't know much about wrestling, I'm only an avid fan." Or you can get, "We'll set him on fire, then he's gone forever, bro." Whatever you want, definitely go to redbubble.com/people/podrest society. And if you want our logos on something that you don't see listed, let us know, and we'll try to hook you up as soon as possible. But again, redbubble.com/people/podrest society and get yourself some PWS swag. Through shilling our stuff right now, also want to give a shout out to wrestlingwithwrestling.com, which I am in the process of uploading all of our backlog stuff onto. So like I said, definitely check out wrestlingwithwrestling.com. We are updating our stuff there. You can catch us in the matches, interviews, and podcast section. They've also got news from across the wrestling world you can check out under news and reports. They've got WWE news, Impact Wrestling news, New Japan Pro Wrestling and Ring of Honor news, indie wrestling, and international wrestling. You can see videos from various indie promotions uploaded there from across the world. They've got a store section where you can get some cool swag. They've got other great podcasts available as well. The Triple Threat Podcast with Shane Douglas and Francine. The Matt Riviera Show. You can keep up with WWE's main event with friend of the show, Jacob Grandi. MLW Fusion, NXT, Pro Wrestling Noah. 10 Pounds of Gold, the NWA show. They've got it all, and various interviews with other wrestlers from Impact Wrestling and beyond, so definitely check it out. WrestlingWithWrestling.com, covering all four corners of the ring. All right. Bro. And it's funny that we were talking about, bleeding and ECW and all that stuff later, because later we will get to the list, bro, which is the top 5 worst in-ring injuries and top 5 bloodiest matches. Should be interesting. We're going 5 and 5.
Spoiler alert, Naked Midian appears nowhere on either of my lists, so.
Man, first blood match with Naked Midian. Where's he bleeding from?
Well, Michael Cole will tell you, anal bleeding.
Oh my gosh. He has severe anal bleeding.
Spoiler alert, no Joey Ryan on my list either.
Well,
that's
no.
a shock, because I can think of one bloody match with him right off the top of my head, but okay.
Oh, that's not his blood, though, but yeah.
Yeah, well, of course not, because you can't make the junk bleed.
Oh, man.
Rest
We've talked about junk enough. Can we move on?
Face is Joey Ryan's junk?
Rest in penis. That's all I'm going to say.
All right. That's what he wants to do. The first all-in mention this week is about Joey Ryan. I'm telling you, man, TJ's coming around.
No. I will say, after seeing the...
I will say that I absolutely love him, but he's my favorite wrestler.
We're going to see him next week, by the way, and we're going to give him jumping schoolgirl.
Oh, I'm sure he will. I will.
That toy that I bought this week.
I will say that with all the hate and the vitriol and just the insanity online that I've seen about his appearance at All In, I'm like, wow, I thought I disliked the crap that he does, but you could consider me a fan compared to some of the crap I've seen on Twitter. All right, so I guess it's time now. We'll quit.
Again to all aboard the.
Whoa, no.
We said it's time.
Yeah, no. Let's not get into that. Let's quit fiddling around here and get into some WWE news, shall we? All right, this first story, I guess Dean Ambrose says he nearly died from a staph infection during recovery from his tricep surgeries. That's
Doesn't everyone get a staph infection from something? Didn't Nash die from 3 staph infections?
I never heard anything about him getting a staph infection.
I think he tore his quad on the way to the doctor's office to treat the staph infection.
What the hell?
I don't know. Nash had one, and then I met him the day after he had surgery on it.
Really? Wow.
He had his arm was all bandaged up and everything.
Yeah, I guess Undertaker got a staph infection from that Boiler Room Brawl. I guess he sliced his arm pretty bad, and they tried to bandage it up, but they didn't clean it out well enough, and it just, turned into a staph infection, and they said he had to, he kept, taping it up and, going with it, and they did, a football stitch on it from what I heard, so it was, nice and tight, so it couldn't breathe and let the infection out, and it just got worse.
He should have just super glued it, Sabu style.
Oh, yeah. But, yeah, the story about The Undertaker I heard was freaking gross, but, yeah, staph infections ain't nothing to play with, man. Kind of like the Wu-Tang Clan. Backstage stories.
Oh, you're dropping a lot of rap stuff today.
It's like a sprained ankle. He's nothing to play with.
Oh, and Ramon backing it up. There we go.
That was a Drake quote. So go on.
Still rap.
He secretly loves Drake and Raptors.
And the Raptors and Degrassi and little Jimmy Wheelchair. Yep.
Wheelchair Jimmy, yeah.
Little Jimmy.
That's better than I used to call him Wheelchair Jimmy. I still do, but I was going to say...
TJ's little Johnny.
You kept going with it. You said Drake. I was about to say, yeah, I'm a Drake Maverick fan as well, but yeah.
I heard
Drake
TJ
Maverick
and Little in the same sentence, so it's probably already accurate.
Drake Maverick, the GM, or Jake Maverick, the random manager of AOP?
Yes.
Right.
Yes, all of them.
Backstage sources told Fightful that Vince McMahon is apparently very impressed with Andrade Cien Almas. Well, and so is everybody.
He's amazing.
Yeah, so is everybody with eyes, but whatever.
Well, to be fair,
I'm impressed with
Zelina
Vega. But
Yeah, who isn't? What were you saying, Ramon?
I said Vince probably hasn't seen him until he showed up on SmackDown.
Oh, I guarantee he hasn't. Like, who is
he's
this
wearing
kid,
a mask, pal? Don't worry, Vince. The mask comes off in the middle of the entrance.
Oh,
look at his
God.
little mamacita.
My God, look at him. He's an attractive young man. Gotta put that mug out there. God dang it.
Sweaty Mexican man.
Hell yeah, he is.
He's not very big, though.
No, he's not big, but he is sweaty. All right, let's move. Oh, my God.
Almost sounds like it's perfect, but it's not.
No, this is pretty accurate.
Yeah, right. According to PW Insider, WWE is looking at hosting a WrestleMania week event at Manhattan's Lincoln Center this coming year.
Yes, please.
I don't know where Lincoln Center is. Did you and I see that, Greg?
Maybe.
I don't know. If that's in Times Square, then all right, whatever.
So I actually thought you said Manhattan Center, but okay, that makes more sense.
Manhattan's Lincoln Center. I don't know if that's in conjunction with Manhattan Center, but they said it's a WrestleMania week event. So
it's probably going to be access. I don't think they have a spot for it yet.
Yeah, I was going to say, if that's open, boom, there you go. Hell, they could run the freaking Manhattan Center. Like, dude, could you imagine?
Well, they've already confirmed WrestleCon is going to be in Times Square, so yeah.
Could you imagine if they had access in the Manhattan Center and they set up the old Raw?
Dude,
yeah.
I would mark all over.
Yeah, right. You'd ruin your pants. Hell, I about ruined my pants. I got you and I both have pictures in front of the old Raw logo.
Yeah, remember we had pictures coming out of the old WrestleMania 8 entranceway, the rainbow thing.
Yep,
man, that was awesome.
We got that.
And I brought my title belt with us too, so we got pics coming out with that.
Yep, and the old ECW entranceway. Don't forget that.
Yep.
You mean the one that you guys sent me, and I made some adjustments to it?
Oh my God! Yes. Move on.
It's always a mistake, dude. Always a mistake.
I know.
Our faults. At some point, it's our fault. So
I know.
You got to take the L on that one, guys.
Yep. Carmella's apparent face turn is for Mixed Match Challenge. Shocker. It's undecided at this point if she'll remain paired with R-Truth or a babyface after they're eliminated from the Facebook show. Assuming they're eliminated.
She's going to pair with me one day.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, my God.
Becky turned heel, so somebody had to turn face.
I just don't get that. They're like, they did this last time, too. Wasn't she a heel during their last Mixed Match Challenge, yet they teamed her with Big E, and she was a babyface? Like, I don't get it with them. They're like, we need a babyface, but she's a heel. Screw it. She's a face on this show.
People don't watch this for continuity, pal.
Right. More content, dang it.
You could have just stopped after people don't watch this.
People don't watch this.
My God. This is what people click on.
WWE in general, but all right.
This is what people click on and then click off real quick to get rid of the notification, pal.
They're tired of being told.
Yeah, because I'm sure Vince knows what clicking on notifications on Facebook.
Yeah, I know. This is assuming he understands social media in any, in any facet. Yeah. Nikki Bella versus Ronda Rousey for the Raw Women's title still looks to be the plan, according to Ticket Drew. Oh, yay. Get a girl who's decent but still very green against a girl who's been there forever.
It's Ronda Rousey.
Yeah. Oh, man. You beat me to it. Yeah, just...
Sorry.
Wow. Sticking with the women's stories here. WWE is hoping to make Evolution an annual event, according to Barn Burner's Fired Up podcast. Oh, hooray. So we can get this thrown together crap more than once. I mean, I'm going to watch, but I don't know if I'm, in a big hurry to watch it. And it's not because I have anything against the women. I'm a big fan of most of the women that are going to be on the show. I don't know, does this seem rushed to you guys? Or is we're just going to throw stuff at the wall and see what sticks?
Not really. They've been building towards it for years.
In some aspects, but some of the matches that they've announced just seem like, okay, yay, I guess. I don't know. And if Ronda Rousey versus Nikki Bella is going to be one of the matches, I just, who cares?
You can almost bet your ass it's going to be the main event, dude.
Yeah. Who's going to care? I guess people are going to care.
Match, I might not, but...
Friggin' Nikki Bella has fans, and I can't wrap my mind around that. I don't get it.
Some people love Total Bellas and Total Divas.
I guess so.
I believe TJ's wife is one of them.
She was, yeah. I don't think she still watches, but yeah. She said she stopped watching after Paige left the show, but now Paige is back, so I don't know. Anyway, meanwhile, Uncle Dave writes in the Wrestling Observer newsletter that while the October 28th all-women's pay-per-view is still expected to sell out, quote, it's not a hot ticket at all. It's not a flop, but it's definitely weaker than probably any WWE pay-per-view in a long time, end quote.
It's October 28th out on Long Island. Not exactly a desirable spot.
Yeah, so it's basically snake bitten from the get-go. Plus,
well, you got to travel to New York, and then you got to travel to Long Island from within New York on a freaking boat. It's not easy.
Oh man, it's like they don't want this to succeed. I don't know. It
just tell me why it's not in the Barclays. Maybe the Nets got a game that day or something. I don't know. Maybe the Islanders, something. I don't know.
I might not have put it in the Barclays, but I would have at least put it in the Manhattan Center. I mean, why not?
Oh, you're joking, right?
No. It's a smaller...
WWE's mainstream. They're not going to go to the freaking bingo halls. They went to it for nostalgic reasons, but...
Yeah, I know, but for this show, they could sell a decent amount of tickets, still be a decent-sized arena-ish.
Decent size? It holds like 600 people. I've been in there.
Yeah, well, what about the Hammerstein? How many does the Hammerstein hold?
Same size.
Well, I don't know.
Same size. No, they're not going to put on a big pay-per-view in front of 600 people. They're not Ring of Honor.
Wow.
Oh, man, I'm getting a hate tweet.
Actually, the Hammerstein Ballroom holds...
600 people watching the J Driver.
That's true. I kind of marked out a little bit when he won.
Well, the Hammerstein Ballroom holds over it can hold up to 2,020 people, or I'm sorry, 2,200 people. So
that's for like concerts and stuff, though.
I know. Well, okay, even if you're going with wrestling, it can still hold over 1,000.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah, I know.
Double what I said. Now it's better. Yeah, hold it there.
The first women's pay-per-view. Let's make sure it's a house show.
Well, okay, but how many seats are what venue are they even freaking going to? I've never even heard of the place.
The Nassau Coliseum, I assume.
Is it? Okay, well then I take back what I said. But still,
Nassau Coliseum has a new name.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, it's probably like the Bank of America Center or some crap. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know, but
it's probably going to be called, the HCW Arena one day. I don't know.
Oh, mother of God! No, they're going to hold a show in Times Square. What are you talking about? And another one in. Well, they're going to hold another one in Central Park.
Well, no, that's under consideration. But remember the pyro. They're being a punk about it because they want to let off pyro in the middle of Times Central Park, and they won't let them. Oh
yeah, yeah, my bad. By the way, it is the Nassau Veteran Memorial Coliseum. So yeah, Nassau Coliseum.
I think that's where I think that's where the greatest SummerSlam of all time was.
02?
Yeah.
Yeah. So I guess capacity for we'll go with the only one they're showing is ice hockey. They can get about 14,000 in there, give or take. Man, that's almost as big as the Barclays.
Yeah.
So yeah, okay. Given that, then yes, I don't understand why they're not. I mean, yeah, like you said, unless there's already something going on that was booked, why are they not in the damn Barclays? But whatever.
Hockey and basketball season same time, so.
That is true. I don't know, but either way. There's also continued speculation that women's tag team titles are coming. This could be from a sheet going around claiming to be an Evolution match card rundown, but that is believed to be a fake.
So the Hug Connection versus the Iconics?
Yeah.
Yep.
I don't know. They've got the Boss and Hug Connection or whatever the hell, and the Iconics, and then I guess whoever the hell.
Riot Squad.
Yeah, Riot Squad. I guess Absolution or whatever if they even still go by that name. But aren't most of the female tag teams on damn SmackDown? The only one I can think of on Raw is Boss and Hug, or Boss Hug,
and the Riot Squad.
Oh yeah, Riot Squad. I forgot they're on Raw. Yeah, that's it. So I don't know.
Is it just going to be one set of tag team titles?
I don't want any sets of them.
Yeah.
No, it'd be dumb too, but at least
the
one
rumor
is not as horrible.
Yeah, the rumor I heard was that they'd be like traveling champions back like when they originally did the brand split and there was only the undisputed champion like going back and forth until Brock got it. I heard that's what it's supposed to be if they're going to do it. But then again, anything
Plans change, pal.
Plans change. We want more titles, damn it. Big
You just
sweaty titles.
combine Vince McMahon and Dave Meltzer in that one.
Yes.
Yeah, a little bit of Vinnie Mac, a little bit of Uncle Dave. 5 stars, pal.
Hey, I peed next to him once.
You had your junk hand out
McMahon
next to him.
Or Dave Meltzer.
Yes.
Dave Meltzer. Dave Meltzer specifically in the Shark Tank.
Oh, hell yeah.
At a Shark Tank. I'm ashamed that I'm a Sharks fan now because he's won.
Yeah, it's a 5-star P, pal. All right, last woman's story we got here today. I guess Pro Wrestling Sheet says that The Rock's daughter has been training at the WWE Performance Center dating back a number of months.
Isn't she like 16 maybe?
No, she's an adult, as far as I know.
You mean like Little Pebbles is an adult?
What the hell? Little Pebbles.
That's what they called her.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
Mother of God.
He's The Rock, so she's Pebbles.
Oh my gosh. That's wow. I don't even know what to say. I don't know the name of his daughter. They just keep calling her The Rock's daughter. It's like, how would you like that? Like, you're just so and so.
If someone called me The Rock's daughter, I'd be hella happy.
He's not joking.
I guess she.
Why would I be joking?
I
don't joke about The Rock.
I was wrong, but you're off by a year. She's 17. How is she training at the Performance Center? She's not even an adult. Like,
because she's The Rock's daughter.
Hey, if Izzy can take a choke slam, she can train.
Yeah, I guess so. Her name is Simone Johnson, by the way. Do you think they'll like give her some weird gimmick name or something? Like, I don't even. What the hell would they even call her? And are they going to?
Like, what part of this do you understand?
Wow. I'm wondering if they're going to. I wonder if they're going to like. They could go one of two ways. They could like totally downplay that she's The Rock's daughter, kind of like they do with like Curtis Axel and stuff like that, or they could just like go whole hog with it, like freaking Charlotte.
Well, why wouldn't they? I mean, we're talking about like The Rock, one of the biggest names ever.
I want to see like wasn't it Pat Patterson or who was it that told Curtis Axel he couldn't use the name Hennig? One of them, because they were like, you can't use the name Hennig until you wrestle like a Hennig. I just want to see that, like, they go up there and they're like, you can't use the name Johnson until you wrestle like a Johnson.
Oh my God.
Okay, then.
I'm not touching the story. You said her age. I'm out of it. You have fun. Do it. Go.
What the hell? That's all I had to say. But anyway, here's one that will interest you, Greg. PW Insider is sticking to their story that Edge will appear on SmackDown 1000, saying the Hall of Famer only played coy with a fan on Twitter so that WWE could announce it first.
So does that mean Batista will too?
I don't know. Some guy.
Only if he's allowed to talk about James Gunn.
Right? Yeah. Somebody on Twitter did say, they were like, I don't understand the mentality of WWE not like full on capitalizing on Batista's popularity right now. Like, they should sign him and have him on like right now. And somebody...
Well, to be fair, his popularity has to do with him defending a guy who made rape jokes.
Yep. I will say that.
Why would they want to counter that?
I know. Well, and somebody else replied, and they were like, well, everybody at WWE, or like all the WWE fans hate Batista's guts. So, and he was like, do they?
It was just the whole Daniel Bryan thing. It wasn't so much that they hate him.
Yeah, and I didn't like face Batista when he came back because I thought, like, I don't know. I get it why he came back as a face, and he did get a good reaction night one, but then he...
Yeah, because they were in Dayton.
Yeah, Dayton.
Dayton.
What the hell? But, yeah, then, like Bruce Pritchard says, man, then that damn bell had to ring, and, he was
That's
not...
one of my favorites.
He was not... Like, man, not that Batista was ever like a ring general, but God dang, dude. Like, was he worse than I remember, or is it just me?
Well, he didn't try.
Yeah, he was just like, I'm here, cheer me, give me all your love. It's like, I'll pass. But then Evolution got back together, and it was like, yeah, nostalgia pop. It was cool, though, to see them take on
No, go back and watch them return, dude. That was like the deadest crowd ever.
Wow, I don't even remember.
Yeah.
It's a little funny.
Watch Evolution return and watch Jake the Snake come out on that episode of Raw. The old school Raw. Those are two of the worst crowd reactions I've ever heard in my life for two things that should have got mega pops. It was embarrassing.
And then Dean Ambrose tried not to laugh when the snake peed on him.
Yep.
That's the only thing I remember about that show is the snake peeing on Dean Ambrose and him trying not to laugh. I've never seen a snake pee on anybody. That was weird.
I didn't even know that was possible.
Yeah. Yeah. There's apparently been some talk about an Undertaker and Kane tag team match in Saudi Arabia. Yay. Oh. Yeah, because that guy asks for, like, all the old-timers. Can we get Undertaker and Kane? Like, yeah, sure. Yeah. Hey, Kane.
My favorite is him wanting Yokozuna.
And the Ultimate Warrior. Two dead guys. Yeah, let's do that.
Just dress somebody up as them. They'll be all right.
Hey, they got a sumo wrestler.
Get the sumo.
Man. Yeah. Hey, Glenn, I know you're busy doing that whole, mayor thing, but can you take a couple days off and come to Saudi Arabia? Yeah, that'd be great. Put on the old mask and team up with your kayfabe brother. Yeah.
I'm going to need you to go ahead and come in tomorrow. So if you could be here around 9, that would be great. Okay?
My God. Keeping on that, the general feeling on Shawn Michaels seems to be that if he comes back for a tag team match at the next Saudi Arabia show, as rumored, he'll likely work another match later on. Sure as hell hope so. Look, I'll only come back if we're in Saudi Arabia.
Styles
Man.
at MetLife Stadium.
That's the match, obviously, but I also wouldn't hate seeing him take on Seth Rollins. Although, given Seth's track record, I'd rather see him with AJ.
End Shawn Michaels' career for good.
Yeah.
He might end his life at this point.
Right.
He'll knock that googly eye back straight.
I'll put that lazy eye back
this way. One eye's looking this way, the other eye's looking that way.
Every time I look at him, all I can think of is, you're about the only one of us that could have passed that test.
Don't you get that?
You're the heart and soul of this team, Bobby.
And the only one of us could have passed that test.
I hope everybody listening gets that joke or something's wrong here. According to WWENetworkNews.com, which is apparently a real thing, Curt Hawkins will be playing host on a series on WWE Network centered on the biggest losers in history.
All right, the return of the Brooklyn Brawler and Iron Mike Sharp. And...
Naked Midian.
Yeah, please.
Yeah, Midian's a winner. What are you talking about?
And Beaver Cleavage. Maybe some throw in.
He never even wrestled a match. What are you talking about?
I don't think they'll ever mention Beaver Cleavage ever again.
Yeah.
I hope
he
not.
Literally never wrestled a match. They did all those promos and like, coming up next, Beaver Cleavage, and he takes the hat off and goes, sorry, I can't do this. This is stupid. No. And he walked out.
Seriously?
Was that like
yeah, that really happened.
Wow.
That was Russo. It was probably a work shoot, but yeah, it never happened. If you guys ever get bored, go watch it on YouTube. Like,
whoa. It's a worked shoot, bro.
And then we had a swerve, bro. He wasn't going to be Beaver, bro.
What the hell?
Go back to being the headbangers, bro.
All right. There was no Doink the Clown. There was no Beaver Cleavage. There were no flying nuns. We just went back to the headbangers, bro. Hey, kudos to anybody who remembers that they were the flying nuns at one point. My God, that was on Shotgun Saturday Night. Another one, kudos if you remember that.
Here in New York, we walked through Grand Central, and I showed Ramon the stairs that Triple H rolled down on the first Shotgun.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, man. Yeah, let's all have a moment of silence for Shotgun Saturday Night.
Anyway, go on.
They came out with a line of toys based on that, by the way.
I remember I had a lot of them.
Yeah.
Wasn't Tobin the color commentator on that show?
Who?
Brian Pillman.
Was he? I remember Jim Cornette did color at one point on there.
Yeah, him and Pillman did both together.
Wow, seriously?
Well, yeah, it was 11 o'clock at night, and they get away with a lot. So why not put
the crazy Southern redneck and the other guy who threatened to pull out his penis on ECW? Yeah, we'll put them both on there. Yeah. Uncle Dave noted on Wrestling Observer Radio that Pentagon Jr. and Phoenix likely cannot make a move to WWE until they're out of their contracts from Lucha Underground, which may be at the end of Season 4. They're expected to be at the start of 2019. Yeah. Well, the thing with that is...
Well, WWE's got a lot of guys already on their way, so it's okay. They got,
Yeah, well, the thing with Pentagon and Phoenix...
You didn't get it.
Yeah, I get it. I'm moving on. The thing with Pentagon and Phoenix is if they're under contract with Lucha Underground, that's owned by AAA. And AAA, given their track record, are terrible with the way they treat people leaving. Like the last time these guys tried to leave, they took them to court over their names and everything else and their appearances. They're the ones, if I remember correctly, that wouldn't let La Parka call himself La Parka for the longest time and wouldn't let him use the black and white color scheme.
Oh.
So, which is why he had
wasn't he L.A. Park?
Yeah, that's why he had to call himself L.A. Park for the longest time. And instead of the black suit with a white skeleton, it would have to be black with like a purple or red or green skeleton. It was stupid. They're as bad with trademarks.
Sounds like WWE.
Yeah, they're as bad, if not worse, with trademarks as WWE. And from what X-Pac said, they treat foreigners great. If you're an American, you go down there, they treat you like a prince. But their homegrown talent, they treat like crap, which blows my mind. He said...
I got more news on trademarks later, by the way.
I'm sure you do, yeah.
Yeah, you're talking about John Cena's cousin, right?
Juan Cena, yes. Oh,
no,
man.
trademark.
Oh, God. Oh,
I think you're both right in this instance, but okay.
Yeah. All right, last WWE story I have. WWE 2K19's latest trailer appears to feature Greg's favorite that he was there live for, the House of Horrors.
Hey, Ramon was there too.
I was there too.
Oh, well, aren't you both lucky? Man.
I was on the side I couldn't see anything.
My mom's very first show, too.
Yeah, I was going to say, Greg loves his mom so much, he brought her to watch House of Horrors. Like, man, I bet she was thanking you for a long time.
I said this before. The worst part of that match is the fact that it's happened at night in San Jose when it's still sunny outside.
I know. That's what everybody brought up. Like, Uncle Dave said something about that, too. He was like,
I'm sure he was there, too, by the way.
Yeah, he was. Yeah. And he was like, yeah, it was bright and sunshiny outside, and then it was like pitch black during that scene. Plus the fact he was like, they went from that house to the arena in, 30 minutes? He was like, where the hell are you going to find a house out in the middle of the country in San Jose? And that's 30 minutes from the arena.
It could have been the Westminster Mystery House, which is in San Jose.
That's true. But here's one other fun fact, by the way. While this whole thing is playing and they're supposedly outside in the dark, one of the doors to the exit on the other side of the arena is open, so the sun's literally beaming in.
I didn't notice that part.
Well, Greg, you don't know what...
I think you were on top of where the door was open.
Well, you don't know what it looked like 30 minutes away in the middle of the country that doesn't exist in San Jose. Come on.
You're right. I'm sorry. My mistake.
Oh, my gosh. But yeah, it features that. It features a zombie Triple H. So I guess we're getting a zombie mode, which I'll get to that in a minute. And we're getting big head mode.
Yeah. Now talk about what we're missing. As of right now, Tommaso Ciampa's not in.
Yeah.
And why that's significant? Because that'll be 2 years in a row where the current NXT champion isn't in the game.
Yeah, but Johnny Wrestling's in, but not Tommaso. All right.
Yeah, last year Andrade didn't make it. He was the champion.
Yep. I just, like, mother of God. I'm seriously hoping that he's DLC and he's just trolling everybody on Twitter.
I'm thinking him and Lashley and a couple other guys that are not in our DLC.
I hope so. The Legends, there's a roster of 50 Legends this year. That includes Rey Mysterio. I don't know.
Like, the Hall of Famers from this year, I don't think are in, right? So I think that's going to be a pack, too.
Yeah, I don't know.
Oh, man, you can't play as Hillbilly Jim?
Oh, man.
Or Jeff Jarrett.
Mark
Henry's in.
I actually would like to play as Jeff Jarrett.
Say his name correctly, Greg.
What?
Say Mark Henry's name correctly.
What do you mean?
Mark Henry.
What the hell? It's Mark Hungra.
Mizark Henry.
Mizark, yeah. But yeah, I don't know. Just who the hell asked for House of Horrors and zombie mode? Like, look, I know you guys really and big head mode too.
Well, I heard it's House of Horrors or it's the Hardy Compound.
Yeah, because they had one where Matt's standing in what looks like the frickin' Twilight Zone with floating windows behind him. But okay, let's just take a step back for a second. What have people been clamoring for years for? Can you bring back storyline mode or story creator or whatever? Can you bring back GM mode?
GM mode?
Yeah. No, we're not going to do that. We're going to give you zombie mode. Oh, yeah, because that's what we all effing want on a wrestling game. By God, you just hit the nail on the head, 2K.
Do you remember in your house game?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, it's kind of like Mortal Kombat.
Yeah.
That's what this kind of feels like.
It's stupid. Who the hell wants this? And just like playing online, it shouldn't be in the game, Greg. It's a joke, people. It's somebody we know. But anyway, still, it just... Why?
Somebody TJ knows personally.
Oh, just bite me. Don't remind me.
Oh.
Just why? It blows my freaking mind. Like, it's just, I don't know. Look, we know what you want, but that's not what we're going to give you. We're going to give you something else that nobody gives a damn about,
that's
all right?
Not for you, baby.
Yeah.
GMOs for some other game, man. We're going to keep 2K right where it's at.
Yeah. Yeah, no. I mean, obviously, as far as simulation and realism, whatever, it's going to be far better than, Fire Pro. I know, not according to certain people, but...
No, Fire Pro is the greatest wrestling game ever made. It's the most in-depth wrestling game ever.
Yeah, about that. But anyway, I mean, it's fun, but no. Just no.
It's not $50 fun, but let's talk about that later.
Yeah. But, yeah, I mean, the game is cool. They have... essentially a GM mode. They have a career mode.
Well, the GM mode's coming in the next update, so.
Okay, well, there you go. But just like, what the hell? Like, I don't know. To me, it seems like 2K just really, just freaking blew it with this one, man. I don't know.
I am honestly thinking about waiting to get it until it's on sale now. I am.
I already pre-ordered it and whatever. I did not get the Ric Flair edition, so I mean,
I did, and if I pick it up, that's the reason why I get it for that, but...
Yeah.
I don't know, man.
I'm not super hyped for this game like I am for every other game.
Everyone's talking about no trailer yet for gameplay footage, but let's be really fair. That's 2K's thing. They don't do it with NBA as well, so, that's a 2K thing.
Well, speaking of that, at least the NBA looks pretty decent this year. I don't know.
Yep.
Yeah, LeBron on the cover.
Don't remind me. All right, well, that's all the WWE news I have. Did I leave anything else out that you guys had from WWE?
Yeah. Another year, still no Naked Midian.
Oh, man. Well, if there's nothing else, then, well, you guys know what time it is. It is time for... the list, bro! What?
You've already used that one, dude. Don't kill it.
We were off air when I did that one, though.
Yeah. All right. Well, it is the top 5 bloodiest matches and the top 5 worst in-ring injuries. Which one should I cover first?
When you say bloodiest matches, do you mean like actual blood or like the way a Brit a British person would say it.
No, that would be that would be
good time.
Yeah, bloody good or bloody bad or something like. There would have to. It can't just be bloody. Gosh, Greg, you don't speak white people very well, do you?
I'm trying, okay?
All right, but seriously, injuries or bloodiest matches? Which should I hit up first?
Injuries.
Bloodiest matches.
Oh, well, hell. Since I wrote them in this order, I'll do injuries first. All right. Number 5. I kind of tried to spread the love here with some of these. So number 5, I said Vader's eyeball pops out due to a broken orbital bone. AJPW/NJPW Supercard Show 1990.
Wow, they got real original with that name.
Yeah, right. But yeah, there's speculation on when it happened, how it happened, whatever. But from what I heard, right out the gate, friggin' Stan Hansen, who's blind as a bat, swung his cowbell and smacked Vader in the face with it and just broke his face right out the bat. And then as the match went on, his eyeball popped out of the socket.
Oh, so gross.
Yeah, it was sick. Speaking of sick, it's not getting any better because that was only number 5. Number 4 said Sid's broken leg at WCW Sin 2001.
Oh, yes, Sin.
Everyone needs a top rope move.
It's frickin' Sid. By the way, at that point, were they calling him Sid Vicious or was he just Sid?
He was Sid Vicious.
Okay.
He was the Millennium Man, Sid Vicious, actually.
Yeah. Yeah, because if anybody's gonna, compete with Chris Jericho for that Millennium Man thing, it's gonna be freaking Sid.
Jericho ripped off Sid.
The master and ruler of the universe.
Yeah, it's half the brain you have.
Oh my gosh. But yeah, so if any of you don't know what we're talking about, it was a Joe Theismann moment. He jumped off was it the second rope or the top rope? I'm thinking it was second, right?
It was a second, yeah.
Yeah, to do a flying big boot for some reason on Scott Steiner.
That's why he broke it, because he came down on one leg.
Yeah, and just right in half, right in the shin. Just, sick. Looked like rubber. All right, number 3, I said Sabu with his torn open bicep at ECW's Born to Be Wired 1997.
And then the fool goes and glues it back up.
Wow, so I didn't mean to spoil that from earlier.
Yeah, that, man. But I don't know exactly. I'd have to go back and watch exactly when in the match he did it, but apparently it was a barbed wire ropes match, and the barbed wire just like ripped open his bicep, and
it's very subtle. You really, I don't know how you see it. I think someone will watch a video about it and someone will focus on it. But if you're just watching the match, it's like very subtle.
Yeah. Well, apparently a lot of his tendons and whatever came out of the skin, and he had to like crazy glue it and tape it up. Like he literally went over to the table where they had athletic tape and just like wrapped his arm up in athletic tape and finished the match. Not good. Bad. Big league injury.
Bad news.
Number 2. This is probably visual-wise, my number 1 isn't the best, but it was the worst out of all these, I'd say. But number 2 comes darn close, and visually, it was horrible. Number 2, I said Mankind's dislocated arm, dislocated jaw, busted teeth, and concussion. WWF.
Just everything.
Yeah, King of the Ring, 1998.
Well, he was literally broken in half, so.
My God, he's literally broken in half. He has a family.
All right, he's not a hillbilly.
It's sarcastically. He did have a family.
What? What?
If I remember correct, 2 things. Number 1, you sound like a hillbilly when you do it.
It's Jim Ross.
Not that there's anything wrong with that.
A hillbilly.
Well, yeah, but like hardcore. Like we're talking like Conrad, like Roll Tide hillbilly.
Holy hell! That's
a different kind of hillbilly.
Is that the bar, Conrad Thompson?
Hey, Conrad said it himself. Okay?
Look, I'm just a hillbilly from Alabama.
He said it himself, so
yeah.
it's okay. And number 2, I believe that was the very first time he ever said that on camera about having a family.
It was just like such a random line. Just like, does he have a family, Jim? Like, cool, I guess. Like, I don't know.
Never thought of that.
Yeah. It's like, oh, that makes it worse. He has a family. Speaking of having a family, and like I said, this one visually, it was bad, but visually wasn't as bad, but the injury was devastating. Number 1, Stone Cold Steve Austin's broken neck, WWF SummerSlam 1997.
Yeah, man, that was...
Especially when you think of the long-lasting effects of this. Not that, Foley didn't have any from number 2, but mother of God. Bad. All right. But anyway, that was my worst in-ring injuries. Let's move on to the top 5 bloodiest matches, shall we? Number 5, I loved this match, but man, it looked like a murder scene. Number 5, I said Bret Hart versus Rowdy Roddy Piper for the Intercontinental title at WrestleMania 8. If there was one man that knew how to blade and make it look gruesome, it's freaking Bret Hart.
At least Piper's in red face in that match, not blackface.
Oh my God!
Wow!
Oh
wow!
Yeah. No, that was.
Don't forget.
That was a year prior.
It was 2 years prior.
2 years prior, yeah. Man.
Fun fact: Bret Hart wasn't supposed to blade in that one.
Really?
Like there was no blood allowed at all.
He made it look like an accident.
He got away with it, but it was an accident. Flair got caught on camera doing it.
Well, apparently Bret was an expert at this because everybody said like with a blade, Bret was the best because he made it look like it was an accident, and he bled buckets and it looked great. And nobody ever caught him because they said he got away with that like 2-3 times, and Vince always believed him when he was like, "Oh, it was a hard way."
The only other person I've seen do it that well is that guy at Triple Mania.
Oh my gosh, Phoenix.
Phoenix, yeah.
Oh yeah, holy hell!
Best blade ever.
I was gonna say Ric Flair bled on his wedding night, so that he bleeds walking to the fridge. He also cries too, so it's bleeds and cries all at once. Number 4, I said John Cena versus JBL I Quit match at Judgment Day 2005.
Yeah, that was rough.
Frickin' Cena used to bleed like a champ. Like, holy crap.
I love that he was the one bleeding throughout the whole match.
Yeah, he was the one bleeding buckets, had the crimson mask, and he still frickin' won. Like, okay. Number 3, this is where we get the Muda scale from. I said the Great Muda versus Hiroshi Hayes, New Japan Pro Wrestling's Battle Final, 1992. So that one...
It wasn't blood, it was just mist.
Yeah. Yeah, the match itself was not super impressive, but mother of God, Muda just bleed profusely. Like, he was wearing red paint, it got wiped off halfway through the match, and then his face was covered again with blood right after that, so he made up for the lack of paint. Number 2, second time this was on the second time this was on a list here. I said Terry Funk versus Sabu, barbed wire ropes match, ECW's Born to be Wired 1997. Lots of blood and dangerous blood. That was, you want to talk about hard way bleeding, good grief. And number 1, what else could it be? Eddie Guerrero versus JBL bull rope match, Judgment Day 2004. This is the first of 2 Judgment Day matches in a row where JBL was involved in and his opponent bled to a dangerous level. I think...
Yeah, that was brutal.
Was JBL bleeding during the bull rope?
Bleeding was, bro.
What the hell?
when Eddie bled, I cried, bro.
Oh, God. I heard Eddie, apparently hit an artery, and he was, going to, he passed out backstage, was, going to convulsions or whatever. They had to frickin' give him a transfusion right then and there.
Oh, man.
They said and then freaking Bruce Pritchard was saying he, woke up, pulled the freaking needles out of his arms, whatever, and, started, storming down the hallway, pissed. And they're like, no, dude, you need blood. You lost a lot of blood.
And more importantly, the WWE title.
Yeah. Oh my gosh.
No, that wasn't that night.
Yeah. Oh man. But anyway, oh, by the way, I like how somebody referred to JBL's gimmick as a Donald Trump style secure the borders. It was like, he was more going off of George Bush at the time, but whatever.
If anything, Trump's doing a JBL gimmick.
I know.
Talking
Right?
about the Bull match? Yeah, Guerrero did lose the title in the Bull.
That wasn't the match we were talking about, though.
Oh.
Yeah.
You gotta excuse Ramon. He's an idiot. Sorry.
Wow. Okay, well, anyway, that's the list, bro. We're going to take a quick break here, let you know about another great podcast here on the Drama City Productions Podcast Network. When we come back, all the news from elsewhere in the wrestling world and the MMA world, along with one of the other lists from the co-host, bro.
Drama City Productions.com.
Hunnick Outcast here. Back in 1997, I tried to make my own freelance publication, Hunnick Outcasts. Founded in a thesaurus, Hunnick meaning gothic, Outcast is what I pretty much was. Films, any genre, comics, any genre, TV, you name it, I love discussing it. And now that we're in the podcast age, I still podcast with my partners in crime, Edward, Kendra, Todd, and any other guests that wish to come on the show. My gimmick is, I've got a BA in social science, so I try to bring philosophical and psychological aspects to it. But don't take my word for it. Listen to these testimonials that I have right here. Ahem. We know that you're serious. We've gotten little Johnny's ear in the mail. We don't have much money. But if you please accept us, we just want him home safe and sound. I don't know how that got there. Let me spell it out for you. HUNNICOUTCASTS. We're on Twitter, Facebook, iTunes, Stitcher, Player FM. We're on the interweb. The interweb. It's not just for pornography anymore.
All right, we're back from the break, and it is time for all the news from elsewhere across the wrestling world that is not in Vinny's Funhouse. Well, 2 weeks in a row, Greg, I'm going to break your heart. We don't have any Impact Wrestling news. I'm sorry.
Man, I'm leaving. Bye.
I don't know how you'll go on, man. This is big.
Isn't WWE trying to sign Killer Cross or something?
I haven't heard that. I mean, I'm not saying it's not true. I haven't seen anything about it. Why?
I read it. It's not true.
Yeah, that's it. I don't know why they would try to sign him. Like, he literally just debuted like a month or two ago on Impact. And it's like, oh, gotta get him.
Maybe I read it wrong or something, but I think I saw that earlier.
That'd just be weird.
No, you did see that because I saw it too.
He's like, last I saw, he was, and I don't watch Impact, so I don't know. I'm just judging off of like pictures and clips I see or whatever. Seems like he's like the bodyguard or some crap for Austin Aries or the hitman for him or something. I don't know. But anyway.
Him, Austin Aries, and Moose are all a thing now, I guess.
Wow. Nice. Chris Jericho told Busted Open that there is a chance that he will work the New Japan Ring of Honor show at Madison Square Garden next WrestleMania weekend, turning up the volume on talks that it's just a matter of time before he works another non-WWE show in the United States. I mean, I guess if you want to consider what he did at All In, quote, working a show, then sure.
So you tell me that Chris Jericho is a hypocrite.
I'm still going to Brooklyn 5, Ramon. Sorry. Well.
Yeah.
So you tell me Chris Jericho is a gelatinous, parasitical hypocrite.
Wow. That's your boy there, Ramon.
Yeah, I love Jericho, but I mean, he's the one who said he wasn't going to work American events.
Yeah, well, money talks, man. That's all I can say. And before anybody says anything, this isn't... Yeah, I know it's easy to be, oh, Ring of Honor doesn't have money. No, but Sinclair Broadcasting has money, okay? Like, the only reason they're in MSG is because Sinclair Broadcasting said, our lawyers have bigger junk than yours do. And MSG said, fine, you can run a show. Like,
oh, I know a company with lawyers with bigger junk.
Shut up. Marty Scurll told Sean Mooney on his primetime podcast that
So Sean Mooney's still a thing, folks.
in the podcasting world, yeah. But anyway, Marty Scurll told Sean Mooney that he did not go over his time limit in his match with Okada, as originally reported but he was told by Nick Jackson not to cut anything from their match. So you mean to tell me that the Bucks were like, sure, go ahead and go really long on your match, and then we'll just shorten ours up and make it look sloppy at the end, where we're trying to rush to that ending?
Yeah, we're the ones running this show, but we'll be the ones that are gonna take the hit. It's a cool sport. Go ahead.
Go ahead and get yourself over, pal. Speaking of getting yourself over, I'm going to get the podcast over real quick and tell you how you can advertise right here on the Podcast Wrestling Society. Just go to your internet browser and go to advertisecast.com/podcast wrestling society. It's all one word, and you can read the description for the podcast about me, Troy, the host. You can check out all the recent episodes. You can check out our demographic and the reach of the show if you're really interested, in what platforms we're available on, and our social media reach, and all those vital signs. And you can see our rates if you want to run a 10, 30, or 60-second ad, or just a promo for your podcast right here on the Podcast Wrestling Society. Time is money, folks, and we will give you a great rate for your ad. Just head over to advertisecast.com/Podcast Wrestling Society and learn how you can join the society. Well, Ramon had to cut out, unfortunately, real quick, but you're still with us, Greg, so seems to be a theme of the podcast as of recently. People tagging in and out. Let's finish up the news from elsewhere across the wrestling world here real quick. Anyway.
Yeah, because I got some HCW news I really want to get to. So.
Oh, I'm sure you do. But anyway, MLW also says that Tommy Dreamer got over big with the locker room, whatever the hell that means, when he came in, and Conan will also be getting more responsibilities backstage. So now I guess we know what Dreamer and Conan are doing with their spare time. Whatever.
Do they? Yeah, well, I'm sure they have a lot of it.
Yeah, man.
Well, Conan was involved in an amazing a Triple Mania pay-per-view, so...
Oh, hell yeah. That one was classic. Classic.
Oh, man.
Good grief. Speaking of Mexico, CMLL's 85th Anniversario show will air live on Honor Club. I don't know why. And CMLL, by the way, is what Triple H, I believe, referred to as the WWE of Mexico. Is
it really?
Yeah, as opposed to the HCW of Mexico, which is apparently AAA. Oh, man.
I love you for that.
Well, CMLL,
Conrad.
Yeah, right. The CMLL, that's the one where, I believe that's where Andrade came from. That's where Alberto came from. And it's the oldest promotion in Mexico history. It used to be EMLL back in the NWA days. But yeah, so their 85th anniversary show is going to be broadcast live on the Honor Club. All right, so you think it's time to get into MMA news there, bro?
Yeah, that was really bad. You come up with better ones. All you have is bro. Come on.
We haven't
tired tonight.
We haven't reached the list yet, bro. So no, I haven't pulled out the good ones yet.
All right. Well, pull it out later, please.
Oh yeah. All right. Let's get into it.
I meant the bro thing. Don't make it weird. Let's just go.
Yeah, I made it weird. But all right, y'all heard the bell. That means it is time for MMA news.
That damn bell had a ring. Oh,
God. All right. First story I had. It's a good transition from wrestling into MMA here. According to Wrestling Observer newsletter, Brock Lesnar still has not signed to fight Daniel Cormier as of right now, but he is training to get ready for it.
Well, who wants to sign for a guaranteed ass whooping? Come on, that's...
Yeah. Well, did you hear what Mark Hunt said recently about it, though?
No, tell me what he said.
Well, for all of you out there, by the way, that don't remember and I honestly forgot there for a moment, too, that Mark Hunt was Brock Lesnar's last opponent that Brock beat via decision. Yeah, so...
Well, I think it's been overturned, right? It's now a no decision, right?
Oh, is it?
Or no contest? I think so.
I don't know. I know that Brock got popped right after the fight by USADA.
Yeah, therefore it becomes a no decision, I believe, or no contest, I'm sorry.
Oh, well, there you go. But I guess Mark Hunt did come out and he was, like, throwing a fit because he was, like, he called him that.
Oh, that's a vast understatement.
Yeah. But yeah, he was calling him an effing cheater. Brock Lesnar didn't deserve to fight for a title and whatever. And I mean, it is kind of hard to argue Mark's point. But
yeah, but like
it would have been a more valid point.
I'm not trying to defend it, but like there's nobody in the heavyweight division right now. It's very dead.
I know, yeah. Well, I was gonna say Mark's point would have been a little like better received if he hadn't just lost. So
yeah, right.
Who was it that he lost
on the flip side, he wouldn't be saying crap if he didn't. I don't know actually. The guy he lost to, I've never heard of before.
Was that Moscow?
Honestly,
or am I getting cards mixed up?
No, yeah, it is. Yeah, it was in Russia, I believe. Because just because it aired at like 2 p.m. my time today, so like 5 o'clock your time.
Yeah, I don't get how that time zone thing works. He took on.
Yeah, I never got it myself either. But no worries, it's not just you.
He took on Alexei. I think,
yeah, good luck with that.
Olenek. I know how to say the last name is Olenek. I know that. He lost via submission, rear naked choke in the first round in 4 minutes and 26 seconds.
Yeah.
Mark Hunt's a boxer.
Yeah, well, that's the thing. He stands and bangs, and when someone has to take him to the ground, he sucks.
Yeah, man.
Again, that's like almost every heavyweight, with the exception of like Kane and Cormier.
Yeah.
Think about Brock. I mean, he tries to take him down too. It's like striking.
Yeah. Well, Brock's last fight was just so boring. He just kind of like took Hunt down and basically dry humped him on the mat for 3 rounds.
Not to be repetitive, but going back to what I just said, that's what he does. He's not a striker.
Yeah. Well,
think about every fight he's won. They've all been on the ground.
Yeah, but if I recall correctly, I mean, like, I recall his last, his last run in UFC being more entertaining. Like, I don't know. Maybe he was playing it safe because it was his first fight in forever. So, I don't know. I could be wrong. But, yeah, I only recognize a couple names on this whole card. Arlovsky lost to some guy who I'm not even going to attempt to pronounce his name. First name is Shamil. That's all I know.
I'm going to just say I think the UFC just brought in a bunch of fighters that were local there.
Yeah.
Maybe if they were impressive, Dana gives them a contract. Again, that's just my speculation.
Well, and the thing is, all the people, like the 3 people who I know on this card, all lost. Thiago Alves lost, Andrei Arlovsky lost, and Mark Hunt lost. That's it. That's all I know. I'm tapped out.
They ventured into someone else's realm.
Yeah, I guess so. The home field advantage speaks loudly, I guess.
Yep.
Here we go. Chris Weidman versus Luke Rockhold 2 is official for UFC 230.
In the Garden. Yep.
In the Garden. Man, so that's is that December?
No, that's November.
Or November. That's right. I'm sorry. Yeah, that's right, because 229 is October. So UFC 228 prelims did the lowest numbers in quite a few years. So
doesn't surprise me because every fight was terrible.
Yeah. There was that one where the guy got knocked out via head kick, but other than that, yeah, it just seemed like everything went to a draw, or not a draw, but a decision. Man.
Yep.
Fabricio Verdum has been suspended for 2 years by USADA for a failed drug test.
And again, pointing out to my point of the entire heavyweight division sucking.
Everybody in that division gets popped, except for DC, the freaking champ. I don't get it. Like, why can't the heavyweights just lay off the gas? Or whatever the hell they're taking.
They want to be super heavyweights. I don't know.
Yeah. I don't know this name. Michael Chiesa? Is that how you pronounce it? Chiesa. Apparently he's suing Conor McGregor and others for the UFC 223 incident. Conor McGregor's lawyer has come out and claimed that Conor, quote, has no way to defend himself in the lawsuit.
No, he doesn't. He's guilty as sin.
I was going to say he threw a freaking dolly at a bus. So, yeah.
And there are like 4 or 5 camera angles.
They put it in a promo. Like, there's no hiding from it. So, no, he doesn't have to. Like, God dang.
Oh, it's nice to see his lawyer not trying something stupid.
Yeah. Well, he has no defense.
My client vehemently denies all allegations.
Look,
stupid crap like that.
We get it that they put the surveillance video in a cell phone video, whatever, in a freaking promo for UFC 229. However, he didn't do it. Whatever. I still don't freaking get that, by the way. Like, the internet was like, and like, I'm on the internet side about this. They were like, Dana White is so full of crap, his eyes are brown. He came out, he was like, that was the most embarrassing thing that's ever happened in the history of our sport. By the way, we're going to put footage of it in a promo for our next event. Like, what? Come on.
Yep. Nate Diaz, I don't know if you saw it, but it made Nate Diaz like walk right out of the press conference. He just got up and left.
Yep. I don't blame him.
So disgusted by it.
I don't blame him.
Okay, you just made a Diaz brother shut his mouth and walk off. Okay. Just think about that.
When you offend one of the Diaz brothers, you better check yourself. All right.
Yeah. Right.
That's all I'm gonna say. God. Well,
it's the cell. Let's be honest. I'm not defending it, but it's the cell. So,
well, hell yeah. Dana White is. I don't know the proper terminology for it. Well, I don't know if stupid, but I don't know the proper terminology for it. But he talks out of his ass a whole lot because he'll say one thing, but if he finds out that he can make money off of it, no matter how much he craps on it, he'll do it anyway. Like Conor McGregor, Brock Lesnar.
No, the first instance I have of that, women's MMA. He goes, women will never compete in the octagon, ever. Mark my words, ever. And all of a sudden, oh my God, Strikeforce has got a gold mine. This woman named Ronda Rousey.
Yep.
And then he brings him in. And now also he did flat out say at one point, they asked him, what changed your mind? He said Ronda Rousey. Okay, he admitted that. But why blackball them in the first place?
Yeah, that's that's stupid. I
mean, never mind it being sexist and stuff, just like it was dumb. Because now, you don't watch any event, most of the women's fights are usually the best fights on the card. So
yep. They've main evented a couple times.
They main evented UFC 200, the milestone show. Come on.
Yeah. I know. I don't know. He says the dumbest crap and then always backs up. Like, the only thing I think that he'll actually vehemently stick with is him saying that CM Punk needs to get the hell out. Because...
I'm pretty sure he's done. So
yeah. It's an embarrassment. Just, get the hell out.
Well, since this last one didn't break any records sales-wise, I think he realized, if I don't pair him up with another huge draw, he's nothing.
No. Yeah. Well, yeah, because he got embarrassed by a dude who is also embarrassing. So,
yep,
that's pathetic.
The guy won by default, I believe.
Yeah, somebody had to win. But while we're on the subject of legal matters here, MMA veteran Melvin Gilliard allegedly broke a man's orbital bone in a 2017 attack. He now faces a felony assault charges and 3 other charges on top of that.
He's been in trouble so many times, that doesn't surprise me.
Yeah, well, apparently he's facing a lot of jail time. So
he'll have a new fight.
I wonder if he'll be in the next UFC game.
Oh, no, he's not been in the UFC for years.
Yeah, I know, I'm just messing around. But, yeah, good grief.
He'll be in that new game, Prison Shank, I believe.
Oh, my God. Yeah, you'll get to have a Shawshank Redemption fight. Escape from Shawshank.
The later years.
All right, getting out of the legal stuff here. TJ Dillashaw talked about targeting the 125-pound title fight with Henry Cejudo. He said, quote, "It's the greatest thing for my name right now." So Dillashaw wants another belt?
Yeah, I mean, Conor McGregor set off a firestorm.
Why is it everybody, like, nobody can stay in their friggin' lane anymore? Nobody can stay in their damn division. Friggin' you got, and, like, that's the first question to every champion from a reporter. Oh, what belt are you going after next? It's like, none? I'm defending this one. Like, what's so wrong with that? Whatever. I don't get it. Here you go. Josh Barnett says he still wants to fight.
Yeah, Josh.
Wow.
Barnett. Barnett.
Yeah. Josh Barnett says he still wants to fight, and he's planning an MMA return next year.
Yeah, sure.
I thought he was going into wrestling.
Or say New Japan or go to WWE.
Yeah. Or well, he was in Impact for like a second. Or,
that's right. I think he wrestled for the title, if I remember correctly.
I don't remember. I know he took on Bobby Lashley. I think.
Yeah, he did.
Yeah. He needs to go to MLW, take on Tom Lawler.
Filthy Tom Lawler.
Wow. You get the Barbarian. He's a Barbarian, right? Josh Barnett? Yep. Okay, you get the Barbarian and the Filthy one. Dude, that would be cool if, like, Tom Lawler had an outfit inspired by, like, AJ Styles, but instead of, like, saying Phenomenal One, it says Filthy One.
Oh, man, think of the marketing ideas.
That'd be hilarious. This story kind of caught me by surprise. BJ Penn versus Ryan Hall has been announced for UFC 232.
Yeah. BJ Penn's coming back.
How old is he?
Now, he's one of the greatest to ever fight.
Yeah.
Okay, but he needs to stop because his last 3 fights have ended with embarrassment.
Yeah.
Looked like CM Punk. That's the worst thing I can say.
Wow. Yeah, he is 39 years old, which,
yep.
I mean, if you're doing comparisons here, I think Manny Pacquiao is 39, and we'll get to him later. Just, wow. And I think, isn't Floyd Mayweather, isn't he like, he's 41,
I believe.
41, yeah, 41 years old. But I don't know, MMA and boxing are different. And yeah, well, with what you said, with him looking not so hot, and that's putting it mildly. And he's coming, who's Ryan Hall? Like,
he's an up-and-comer in the 155 division, so it's not like he's fighting a dud.
Yeah. Well, Penn had the quote, MMA is my wife. Yeah, well, he might need to divorce her.
Oh, yeah, right.
Just,
wow. Better look for some alimony, too, at the end.
I hope he saved his money. Why? Just why? Why? How long has he been out of the cage?
Because, you got these guys, they love it, It's like,
I get it,
but it's not fun anymore when I have to watch someone I love, see him get the hell beat out of him like that, Like, if he's in his prime and he loses, so be it. But now he's just inviting the embarrassment.
Yeah, I know. It's like it's better to I don't know. Is it better to burn out or fade away? That's my question. Like, I'd rather fade away.
I don't know how you look at it.
Yeah. And here, final story I got here. Uriah Faber is still in the USADA testing pool. He says he, quote, wouldn't put it past himself to fight again. Man.
Yeah, maybe for a one-off against TJ Dillashaw.
So he can come back and lose in a nostalgia fight?
TJ Dillashaw, so I can see him beating him. Hey, Uriah Faber went out on top, man.
Yeah, yeah, but wouldn't
he's still young.
I'm not saying he can't, but how long has he been out of the cage? A couple years?
2 years in December.
Okay. Well,
I was at his retirement fight in Sacramento.
Yeah, I remember that one.
Great.
Yeah, you telling me. I remember you telling me about that. But okay, he's been out of the cage for about 2 years. Let's say he does come back and he takes on TJ Dillashaw, who's like the king of that division right now. And let's say he beats him. What does that say about TJ Dillashaw?
I'll never fight your teacher.
I guess so. That'd be like, Danny taking on, or Daniel there taking on Mr. Miyagi and getting his ass whooped.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's just, we'd have to see. But, I mean, I wouldn't mind seeing him come back, but, just seems like all...
Not to throw an Uncle Daveism in here, but time will tell.
Yep. Well, that's enough for the MMA news, or at least that's all I got. Did you have anything else MMA-wise before we move on to another shoot sport here?
Yeah, there's still no main event for the Madison Square Garden show.
Really? Wow.
I mean, the smart money's on Tyron Woodley and Colby Covington, but I don't know.
Oh, yay. Who wants Tyrone Woodley to freaking main event MSG?
Well, he did their first show, I believe, and it was a boring fight, so there you go.
Yeah. Yay. You know what, MSG? We love you so much, and we're finally glad we can hold shows here. Tyrone Woodley's your main event.
Yeah.
Yeah. Meanwhile, Chris Weidman versus Luke Rockhold 2 is going to be the warm-up.
Yeah. Oh, well, Nate Diaz is on there against Dustin the Diamond Poirier.
I like how you always have to put the diamond in there.
It's the most awesome name in MMA. But if Connor wins, Nate Diaz wins, I can see them fighting on Super Bowl Sunday or Super Bowl Saturday weekend, whatever you want to call it. If Brock and Cormier don't go, I don't know.
Yeah.
It's all possibility.
A lot of what ifs right now. Well, we've never touched on this other combat sport. However,
that's because there's not much to touch on ever, but yeah, right now we can.
Yep. So I guess we need to talk about one of the biggest fights in boxing that just happened over the weekend, and another big fight is the other one officially booked? The one we're talking about.
It's all but.
Okay.
All but.
Well, let's touch on the this first one that already happened Saturday, September 15th. The fight, it was Canelo versus Triple G 2. It was live from the T-Mobile Arena, and
the house that Connor built.
Yeah, the T-Mobile Arena in Paradise, Nevada. Man, and Canelo won, man. It was a big fight.
A lot of people disagree. I fully agree.
I
think he won the fight.
I mean, I didn't sit there like. Did you and Ramon actually sit there and like score it out, like watching? Yeah. See, I didn't do that. I just kind of eyeballed it, but like just eyeballing it, I thought Triple G won. And I'm saying that because I don't know how to pronounce his actual name. Gennady or Gennady?
Gennady Golovkin.
Gennady Golovkin. Okay, that guy. But yeah, so I thought he won, but you and Ramon, I assume both had Canelo winning.
Yeah, very barely.
Yeah, so, I mean, it was a great fight. It went all 12 rounds. Went to a decision, and well, the final score was I don't, what was it, 116 to 112? Was that it?
No, it was 115-14, I believe.
Okay,
or 115-13.
Okay,
it was close.
Yeah, it was real close. The guy scoring it there, putting the graphic up on the screen, he had Triple G winning. Like I said, eyeballing it, I did, but I don't know. My friends that I was watching with, they thought Canelo won. So yeah, it's kind of up there, however you saw it. But in the end, Canelo Alvarez did win that fight, and it was one hell of a fight. I'll say that. Whoever won, it was a hell of a fight. So the other boxing story I wanted to touch on is, it's like you said, it's all but official. Floyd Mayweather versus Manny Pacquiao 2 in December.
Yeah.
That's it's gonna be a huge fight.
Huge.
Big league. Biggest fight of all time. And CBS Sports has said that Floyd Mayweather opens as big favorite over Manny Pacquiao for the potential rematch.
Shocker.
Yeah. So I don't know. That's it's gonna, if they do officially book it, that's gonna be one of the biggest fights in boxing in recent years. Floyd Mayweather always says, "Oh, I'm retired," until he sees a lot of money, and then he'll say, never mind, I'm not retired anymore. But
Yep.
I should put a caveat on that. It's not just big money. It has to be big money, and I know I can win this fight, no doubt. So,
well, any fight he fights is a big money fight, though.
Yeah, that's true. If he smells the dollar bills and he knows there's absolutely no chance of him losing, or if there is a chance, it's very, very minute, he will take that fight.
Yeah.
Mayweather is not going to take a fight that is going to be super competitive, which sucks because, I don't know, I would like to see Pacquiao knock him out or at least beat him via decision, but I don't see it happening. I really don't. And I think you said the same thing.
Actually, I think Manny's going to go down this time.
KO. Finish him. But, yeah.
Whoa.
So. All right. Well, enough about boxing, which, like I said, we've never covered before. But I felt with these stories and with that big fight this past weekend, it kind of warranted that. And if and when that fight does happen, we shall cover it here on the podcast. You ready to do the list, bro?
Bro, let's do this.
All right. Well, you know what time it is, ladies and gentlemen. It is time for the list, bro. It is the top 5 bloodiest matches and top 5 worst in-ring injuries of all time. So, what you got there, bro? You got you bringing the fire for us today, there, Angelina Broly.
There it is.
Got it in.
Oh, man. Okay. All right, the list, bro. Let's start with the worst injuries. I think most of these, some of them you might have had. Number 5, I said when Eddie Guerrero broke his arm on his debut match in WWE.
Oh, man, I don't remember that one.
You go back and watch. It's disgusting, man. It's not like a compound fracture. But you can clearly see that he snaps it, man. It's gross.
Oh, man.
He does it on the frog splash, too.
Dang. I don't remember that one so much. I'd have to go back and check it out.
It was his very first match on SmackDown. Actually, it was like the match to get his contract, if I remember correctly.
Wow.
Next, I said Brock Lesnar get his neck at WrestleMania 19.
Oh, man. Yeah.
That was sick.
Yeah. Yeah, friggin' Bruce Pritchard told the whole story about what happened with all that, and he said,
I know. I think we went over it, actually.
Yeah. Well, he was talking about somebody, talked him into doing that friggin' 5-star, or not 5-star, shooting star, and he was like, he didn't need to be doing that crap. He's like, hit the F5 and go home.
Next, forgotten one, I think, but I said when Benoit broke Sabu's neck in ECW.
I almost put that one on here. Yeah, oh, man. Yeah, where Sabu landed right on his freaking head.
Yeah.
Jeez Louise. That's something he can't, crazy glue, tape up, and get the hell back in there.
Yeah, right?
For once.
Yeah, the next two, I think we all said. Number 2, I said when Austin broke his neck at SummerSlam 97.
Yeah. Terrible. And then did the weakest schoolboy in history.
Yep. Ugliest thing I've ever seen.
Yeah.
And we reviewed a couple of pretty bad matches, but that was still the worst thing.
Yeah.
Which are available in the archives, by the way.
Yeah, definitely. And YouTube as well. YouTube, Whooshkaa, all the whole deal. But yeah, anyway.
And then number 1, I said Sid's leg snap at that Sin. I mean that pay-per-view called Sin.
Yeah, the pay-per-view was a sin, all right. Oh man, it was a sin that anybody had to pay for that crap.
Well, hey, you pay for that crap, you deserve what you get.
Who saw that and was like, you know what? I think I'm going to order this pay-per-view.
Oh man,
that was something else. Well, that sets up for something special. Well, actually, you know what? I'll tease it later because I forgot you got another 5, bro. Give me 5.
3 ain't enough, man. We need 5.
Oh yeah.
Right,
hit it, Scarlett Bro Hansen.
Oh man, I would change my last name to hers if I could marry her. Anyways,
God.
I had a couple on here that you guys didn't put, so I'm happy. So there's
Good.
a couple differences. Number 5, I said Pat Patterson and Sergeant Slaughter in the boot camp match.
Man, you went hella far back for that one. Nice.
Well, it was bloody as hell, though. It's just.
Yeah, well, yeah. I mean, I remember hearing about
it. Bloody match.
Yeah, I remember hearing about it. I don't remember. Yeah, I mean, I never saw it, but yeah. Is it
on the network?
Oh, is it?
I'm pretty sure it is, yeah. I think that's how I saw it.
I will have to go back and check it out then.
Number 4, I said Eddie Guerrero and JBL. We talked about.
Friggin' bloodbath.
Yeah, it was brutal.
Mm-hmm.
Number 3, this is one of the most classic ones. I don't even know if you remember it or you thought about it, but I said Beulah McGillicuddy and Bill Alfonso.
I do remember that one. Yeah, they talked about how much blood Bill Alfonso friggin' lost in that match. He had to have a transfusion.
And they basically, because of that, they basically forgave him for talking to Eric Bischoff.
That's disgusting.
There's like a urban legend that match was for him negotiating to leave behind pulling his back.
Wow.
I was on a podcast. Someone said it, and
I wouldn't put it past Paulie, like from stuff I've heard.
Yeah, that match is brutal. No one's ever seen it. Go watch it.
Yeah, go out of your way to go look it up on the network and go check it out in the archives.
Roll Tide. All right,
no.
I thought you liked Alabama.
Oh, screw you. Yeah. I thought you liked the Niners.
All right, hey, that's him below the belt.
Oh yeah, because that wasn't.
Well, we're talking about a pro team. We're not college.
Yeah, college means something in Ohio. All right, you watch it.
Okay, that's fair. For 2, I said Mick Foley and Terry Funk in that bloody death match.
Where was that? Was that WWF?
Japan.
Oh, Japan.
No.
Oh, well, yeah. You said death match. I didn't see that one. I think I've seen pictures of it.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know. I'd have to go check that out.
Pretty brutal.
Is it on? Would that be on YouTube? You think?
I think it's on YouTube.
Let
me see here. Yeah. Let me see. Foley Funk death match. Yeah. Yeah, it's on there.
Huh.
Foley's commentary's on there with it. And then
wow.
Number 1, I said Austin and Bret Hart, WrestleMania 13.
Oh wow, yeah. Yeah, Austin bled pretty good in that one. I'll say. I'll say that's one of the most famous ones for sure. That
the best double turn in history.
Oh yeah, without a doubt. There's no denying that one. That was just become like one of those facts in wrestling that nobody questions anymore.
Yep.
But yeah, so all right, well, good list there, Brosy Bro Donald.
That one was the worst one ever.
Oh come on, you know, like Rosie.
I kind of don't.
I kind of don't. All right. Well, anyway, that was the list, bros. We will not have a list for you next week, bros and broettes, but that's only because we're putting one in the can for next week because Greg will not be around, so we are going to record a little early. We will bring you a special treat. That's why I said when we were talking about sin, well, this whole era of WCW, I would personally consider a sin, and that is the era of Vince Russo. We are specifically going to touch on Nitro and how it changed, how it progressed, I would say the highs and the lows, but basically the lows of the Russo era in WCW. And before all the Vince Russo apologists and crybabies and whatever write me, oh, he didn't kill WCW. No, he didn't. I'm not blaming him for WCW going down. However, my God, you talk about, you walk in, a guy's laying on his deathbed and you go and punch him in the face. That's basically what he did.
Yeah, right.
If you could get through the Russo era of WCW and watch all those Nitros, which Greg has, then I don't know. Good for you, I guess. Glutton for punishment.
It's actually a very surprising thing we'll talk about on it. Actually, you might not believe it. So,
well, I am looking forward to discussing this. So, coming up here after the break, we are going to take a bit of a break right now, and when we come back, I'm going to be joined by none other than Kyle. And as you know, Hell in a Cell happened this past weekend. We are recording before Hell in a Cell, which is why Greg, I, and Ramon haven't discussed it yet. However, Kyle and I will be reviewing the entire show right after this break. Thank you for joining me, Greg.
Of course.
And we will join you next week with a special edition of Podcast Wrestling Society where we go over the Russo era of WCW Nitro.
Part one. I got to emphasize that.
Yes, there will be more. Later.
Drama City Productions.com.
Know me as the prince of the rap game. When I get that flow going, people start to dilate. Never hear me rap on how to discriminate. Fear and hate is what I plan to eliminate. Yeah, y'all know me. This is Trent from Chino's Hip Hop Stop. Come on in and give us a listen if you like listening to hip hop and real talk. Alright, shoots.
Small Town Mentality Podcast with your host, Ben. A podcast about nothing and everything. A podcast where we get together with friends, drink beer, and see where the conversation takes us. We don't edit. We don't care what people say. It's small town people with a small town mentality. It gets offensive at times, lots of swearing, and a whole lot of not caring. Available everywhere you get podcasts. You can find us on Twitter at STMPod, on Instagram at STMPodcast, and on Facebook at Small Town Mentality Pod. We'll see you there.
All right, we are back, and it is the Wednesday after a pay-per-view or network special, whatever the hell. So you know what that means. We are joined by Kyle. What up, Kyle?
What is going on?
What did you think of Hell in a Cell, man?
Overall, I thought it was really good. A lot of good matches. I don't think there was a real bad one on the night.
Yeah, I don't think there were any stinkers or anything like that.
Some questionable decisions at the end, which we'll get to. But
yeah, I don't know. I mean, it was what it was. What do you think of the red cell?
I don't think it looked all that good on TV. It was just too bright, I think. I mean,
you know what it looked like to me was it looked like a freaking toy.
Yeah, really, it didn't look.
It looked like a toy, and to me, not only did it look like a toy, but I had and other people have said this too. I think they did that to be able to sell toys, because I guarantee you, there's going to be a Hell in a Cell playset, and it's going to be red that they're going to develop at Mattel, and they're going to be dropping it here real soon, guaranteed.
A toy geared towards kids? Could they really call it Hell in a Cell?
I don't know if they'll call it Hell in a Cell. I know they called the old one Chaos in a Cell. And I think the new ones, I think they just call them The Cell. But it's going to be red because it's bright and kids love bright colors. So let's paint it red.
Yeah, because nothing is more intimidating than something in bright colors.
Yeah, and I mean, I get what they were trying to do with it's like hell. But still, it's like, I don't know. I thought it was unnecessary.
Yeah.
Let's get into our picks here real quick. And, like I did last time, I don't give star ratings. I give Uncle Dave's. So let's run down some of the matches here and go with our Uncle Dave ratings here. I didn't watch the pre-show. Did you?
Yes.
Okay. Well, we did pick on the pre-show. And I picked The New Day, you boys, and you picked Rusev in English, so...
Yeah, And this match wasn't even, like, it was announced late that it'd be on the pre-show. They had, like, nothing announced.
Right.
For the kickoff show, and then I guess at the last minute they decided to throw this match on there.
Yeah. I don't know. I thought the match was... Or, like, I didn't see the match, but I saw the end result, and I saw, you know, obviously Aiden English took the pin, and they lost, and it kind of led to, on SmackDown, they finally broke up the team after teasing it for so long, because Aiden was kind of talking crap about Rusev in the back, and Lana heard and said she was going to tell Rusev, and then she didn't tell him before the match, and Aiden distracts him. He loses to Shinsuke Nakamura, and Aiden gets in and beats the crap out of Rusev, and Lana's, like, furious. So the team is officially broken up.
Yeah, I thought it'd be the other way around. I thought they'd have Rusev finally just get tired of his crap and beat the hell out of him there, but they decided to have English turn on him, which is surprising to me.
I actually thought it was going to go down like that because, I mean, not exactly like that per se, but Aiden, I had a feeling that Aiden was going to be like, oh, well, I'm underappreciated in this team and all this other crap, and he was eventually going to snap on Rusev and be like, I deserve better, and blah, blah, blah. But either way, the New Day retain the tag team titles, and they will go on to face The Bar in Australia. So, I did like, however, that they pulled out the bell and called for Bootyworth, and then they, instead of dumping Gatorade on him, they dumped pancakes on him.
Yeah.
That was funny. But that was the pre-show match. The opening match on the card, I was surprised it didn't have any, like, build-up package, like, video package showed or anything like that, but they got right into it. It was good. It lasted for 24 minutes and 50 seconds. Randy Orton versus Jeff Hardy in Jeff Hardy's first appearance in the cell, which is very shocking to me. And you said it was the same thing, that kind of surprising. This is Jeff Hardy's first trip into Hell in the Cell.
Yeah, a match that's probably made for somebody like him. It is hard to believe that was his first ever match, as long as he's been wrestling.
Right. Yeah, and Ramon said this a couple weeks ago. It was kind of funny. He was like, who had Jeff Hardy in the pool of TLC guys who would last the longest?
Yeah, really.
Like, Matt Hardy apparently had his last official match in a WWE ring just last week at a house show.
Yep.
And I guess, well, I mean, Bully Ray is still going in Ring of Honor, but you know, as far as like the big time, Jeff Hardy is the last of the Mohicans. But this match was brutal, man, and surprised. Like, Randy Orton pulled out a screwdriver and put it through Jeff's ear and twisted it.
I couldn't watch that spot. I knew what was coming. I mean, I hated it when, like, I couldn't look at the screen when he, like, a month ago on SmackDown, when he put his fingers through his ear. That just, I could handle just about anything, but that I couldn't.
Yeah, it was pretty sick. Jeff sent Orton into the cell a couple times, beat the hell out of him with a chair. Whew, man, Orton got tore up. He ripped his leg open. He busted his back up pretty bad. But in the end, it was Jeff Hardy that got stretchered out by climbing some ladders, laying Orton on a table, and he kind of swung from the roof of the cell and then crashed right through the table when Orton moved. And this is the first indication that you knew that Hell in a Cell was being wussified, because Orton is going for the pin after they're sitting there, oh, well, anything goes in the cell and blah, blah, blah. And Orton's like trying to pin Jeff Hardy, and the ref's like, oh, no, I'm not going to count the pin. He's got to be taken out. We can't finish this match. It's like, what do you mean you can't finish this match? Count the pin.
That's what Orton was screaming at. He was like, do your job. Like, come on. And then he just reluctantly counted, and it's like...
I know. He's like, I was sitting there, I'm like, what the hell is going on? Count the pin, you idiot.
I mean, they let Mick Foley finish the match back in 1998 with The Undertaker after he went flying through crashing through the announce table off the top of the cell.
Oh, yeah.
I mean,
well, yeah, one of my friends one of my coworkers brought that up to me earlier. He was like, yeah, the same match that, Mick Foley went off the top of the cell, through the cell, into thumbtacks, whatever else, got stretchered out, and then came back and still finished the damn match 20 years ago. Today, oh no, we can't finish the match because somebody went through a table, or somebody got beat up with a table. Like, come on. And we'll get to the main event later, but that's shout out to Cultaholics and Ross on there. He was saying, he's like, in that main event, should have brought Randy Orton to come out again in the main event and just sort out the whole thing and tell the ref to count the pin.
That's right.
But
somebody on top of the other and this thing. Jeez.
Yeah. Well, I had picked Randy Orton, you picked Jeff Hardy, so I'm up 2-0 to start the show here with our picks. And this match, this is my first rating of the night because I didn't rate the pre-show since I didn't watch. This one I gave 3 Uncle Daves. 3 out of 5. So there you go. Next match on the card, we got the SmackDown Women's Championship. Becky Lynch versus Charlotte Flair, and the outcome happened that I didn't think I was going to see at all. And I've never been so happy to be wrong.
Yeah.
13 minutes, 50 seconds. I rated it 3 Uncle Daves, like the previous match. And Becky got the win. The finish was a little clunky, but, whatever. You picked Becky, I picked Charlotte. And like I said, I've never been so happy to be wrong in my life.
I think I picked Becky just out of spite and out of stubbornness. It's like, damn it, I want to see her win this thing.
Right. Well, I mean, hey, it paid off in the end. Becky got the win finally after all this time. I didn't think we were going to see it. But and they got into another big brawl on SmackDown during Becky's coronation. And we're seeing the rematch in Australia in front of 60,000 plus fans. That's going to be awesome, man. The crowd's going to go crazy. And a big international WWE show that the women are not excluded from. So that's good.
Yeah. No, this is a match that I haven't gotten tired of seeing.
Yeah.
Becky and Charlotte, those two are real life best friends. You can tell the chemistry that they have, and they just always put on great matches with each other. So
absolutely.
Anytime these two have a match, I'm always excited to see it.
Yep. Yeah. I'm not disappointed. I would like to see them have like a best of 7 series, but this is good. I'm glad they're having a rematch. The second one-on-one match. No trying to jackhammer a third female in there. So I like it. But you got I'm still up 2-1 on you right now. But it's wait until this next match. You'll tie it up. It was Dolph Ziggler and Drew McIntyre defending the Raw Tag Team Championships against Dean Ambrose and Seth Rollins. The match went 24 minutes 52 seconds. 3 matches in a row. I gave 3 Uncle Daves.
Oh, I'd give it 4.5, maybe 5. This was an outstanding match. I think it's a match of the year nominee. One of the best tag team matches I've seen.
Under further review, I think I might, because I was a little hasty in my ratings here. I think I'd give it 3.5 Uncle Daves. I don't think it was close. It was close to 4. It was a really great tag team match. I mean, one of the best I've seen in a long, long, long time. So kudos. I wouldn't mind seeing a rematch of these 4. But we're going to see them in Australia, but with 2 other men added in. The big sweaty men that we'll talk about later in the night. But this one went a long time. It was action-packed, almost 25 minutes long. You got the correct pick here. You said Ziggler and McIntyre. I said that the Shield would be walking out with all the gold, all the red gold, but I was wrong.
This match is basically a coin flip in terms of predictions of it.
Right. Well, the people on Twitter spoke when I put this to a poll, and they were correct. I said, where do you think the WWE title match will fall? And they said, middle of the card. They were correct, sir. AJ Styles defended the WWE Championship against Samoa Joe, 19 minutes long. I think I would give this 3.5 Uncle Daves as well. It was a pretty damn good match. And
I was surprised this one wasn't in Hell in a Cell, as personal as this feud has been built up.
Yeah, it definitely deserved to be in the cell, but and apparently you and I aren't the only people that thought so. They also thought that Daniel Bryan and The Miz should have been in the cell, but with the women involved and whatever, I think it was fine outside of the cell. But yes, AJ and Joe definitely deserve to be in the cell. But you picked AJ, I picked Samoa Joe, and technically you were correct, sir. AJ Styles did get the W, even though it was in controversial fashion.
I think that's a good way to. I think that was a good way to book that match, the finish.
Yeah,
because it gives Samoa Joe a legit reason to get another match instead of going like after WrestleMania, how at the Greatest Royal Rumble they decided for the hell of it, Roman Reigns is going to get another title shot against Brock Lesnar despite getting beat clean.
Right.
There was a bit of a throwing controversial finishes. It was kind of the same finish that we saw in 2015 at SummerSlam between The Undertaker and Brock Lesnar, wasn't it?
Yeah. Yep, which led to another match. They're kind of setting this one up in a way, sort of like AJ and Shinsuke, earlier in the year, which, I don't know. Feuds are booked similar, but this one, I love the personal issues. I love the chemistry these guys have. And I liked AJ and Shinsuke, but I think AJ and Joe know each other better, and I think they're better together, better dance partners in the ring, so to speak. But yeah, so you are currently up 3-2 on me with picks. And you're about to go up, or I'm about to tie it up here. Up next, we got The Miz and Maurice versus Daniel Bryan and Brie Bella. Mixed tag team action. This one went for 13 minutes. And The Miz and Maurice got the cheap win at the end. I will say, again, shout out to Ross from Cultaholics. He pointed this out. They made a big deal out of, only men can fight men and women can fight women. However, Brie Bella started punching away at The Miz. Why didn't she get disqualified right there?
Yeah, I love the double standard they show in these matches.
I know. Man, if a man hits a woman, disqualified. Woman hits a man, whatever. It's fair game.
Yeah.
But, 13 minutes exactly. I picked The Miz, Maurice. You picked Bryan and Brie. I don't know. I gave this one... I didn't rate this one. I completely forgot about this one. I'd give it 2 Uncle Daves. I thought it was good, but throwing Maurice and Brie in there, while I felt, after watching it and thinking about it and whatever, I think it was the right decision to have this match. However, I mean, if you're going purely off of match quality, they did bring the quality of the match down, but not too much where it looked bad. I still thought it was a solid mixed tag team match.
Look, if I remember correctly, I don't think Brie and Maurice really got a lot of the work into this match. It was really Bryan and Miz most of the time.
Yeah, it was, which, I'm glad about. Maurice has always, even when she was, consistently wrestling and whatever, she's always been limited in her abilities, to say the least. But, whatever. But not a bad mixed tag match. Next, we both got this one correctly, so we went up 4-4. It was Ronda Rousey versus Alexa Bliss for the Raw Women's Championship.
This was the easiest prediction for me on the entire card.
Well, Rousey had Natalya in her corner, and Alexa had Alicia Fox and Mickie James. The match went for 12 minutes and 2 seconds, which was a long time for this, but they kept, putting over, Ronda's ribs are hurt, and blah, 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 and, I mean, they made it seem that way, and she did a good sell job. It just, I don't know, it didn't come across as believable to me that Alexa was getting any offense on Ronda. Yeah. I mean, I will never feel that that's a believable thing unless Ronda is crippled. But I don't know. That's just me.
Yeah. I mean, I love Alexa Bliss. Everybody knows that. But yeah, I'm with you on that. It's a total mismatch.
Yeah. I don't know. I felt it was, such a suspension of reality that I'm just like, whatever. But yeah, in the end, I gave it a 2.5 star or 2.5 Uncle Daves. They did pretty good. The women on the outside did their part fairly well. It wasn't bad. It wasn't great, but it wasn't bad. And Ronda gets to win at the end with the armbar, as per usual, and it is what it is. And Ronda came out on Raw saying that, she was going to call somebody out to challenge her for the title. Natty's music hits, and I was like, oh, wow, we're getting this now. But no, Natty's dragged out by the Riot Squad, who apparently beat her up. And they start beating up Ronda Rousey in the ring. And then Ronda gets some backup from the Bella Twins. And that sets up for their match at Super Showdown in Australia.
I don't understand that whole segment. I mean, because the Riot Squad came out there, Ruby Riott had the microphone, and she said that she would accept the challenge, and then all three of them proceeded to try to beat the hell out of Ronda Rousey before the Bellas came out there. It's like, well, she said she accepted. Why didn't we get the match?
I don't know. I guess they felt the need to just beat up on Ronda. But yeah, and they got some good offense in on her until the Bellas came out. So I don't know. And of course,
I kind of feel bad for the Riot Squad going into this match because they're not going to.
Yeah, they're going to be cannon fodder like always, and they deserve so much better than that. They're good wrestlers.
I agree. I love the Riot Squad.
Yeah. But whatever, it is what it is. The final match, both of us were wrong. I think everybody was wrong on the final match, too. There are a couple things I want to talk about in this match. But first, it was Roman Reigns defending the Universal Championship against Braun Strowman, who was cashing in his Money in the Bank contract. Mick Foley was a special guest referee. The match went 24 minutes and 10 seconds. It went to a no contest. Inside Hell in a Cell.
Hell in a Cell. Anything goes. There's no, we're going to have a winner no matter what. No, it ended in a no contest.
Well.
Okay, whatever.
Yeah. Well, first of all, I gave it 2 Uncle Daves. It was not a dud, but it, wasn't great. Let's just run down some of this. First of all, Mick Foley. Why was he there? Can anybody raise their hand and tell me why the hell was Mick Foley there? Because he was of no consequence up until he got sprayed, like he got maced by Paul Heyman for whatever the hell reason.
And did he botch one of the counts?
He came down for 3, even though Roman got the shoulder up, and then he was like, oh, no, he got the shoulder up before he hit 3. So he waved it off, which, is fine. It is what it is. But, yeah, that was about it. Other than that, he didn't do anything. I'm glad he didn't take any bumps, because he doesn't need to be. But just, why was he there? Other than star power. He was just kind of hanging out, and at one point during the match, for some reason, McIntyre and Ziggler come down, and then the Shield comes down, and they get into it, and Ziggler thinks, I'm going to escape from Seth Rollins by climbing on top of the cell. He'll never catch me up there. And then Rollins climbs up after him, and then they both they start climbing down together, start bashing each other's heads up against the cell. By the way, while all of this is going on, not once did the camera look at the actual match inside the cell. Not once.
This is after Roman Reigns speared Braun Strowman to a table, which was set up in one of the turnbuckles. I guess that must have been the most devastating spear that Roman Reigns ever did, because they were just
they were
totally out.
Yeah, both men died right there. They were dead. And I was blown away, and I'm like, what is going on in the freaking cell? But apparently it didn't matter. And anyway, they're climbing down the cell, Ziggler and Rollins, beating each other up against the cell, and then they both take the giant bump through the tables, and just Michael Cole can't help himself. Like, I don't know why they don't learn their lesson by having Michael Cole do this, and why they think it's clever but it just ruins everything. And multiple people told me it just took them completely out of the moment. Because first with Shane, it was, for the love of mankind. And you see him reading off of the piece of paper. And then this time, I guarantee he was doing it again, even though we couldn't see him this time. But he yelled, Seth Rollins crashed and burned it down.
Yeah.
Why? Just why? Why? Just shut up, Michael. Let it happen.
Did he have that written down, or was Vince yelling at him right before they did? Right before they did it. Oh, here's a perfect thing.
No, I guarantee they gave him a piece of paper, and it's like, when they take the bump, read this, because they didn't learn their freaking lesson.
That's the thing I loved about Jim Ross, whatever he would call a match like that. He didn't know what was coming. Like in 1998, he didn't know that Foley was going to go flying off the top of the cell into the announce table. So every reaction you got out of Ross was natural.
Yeah, you didn't. Well, when he sat there, like Ramon had brought this up to me. He was like, when Foley got thrown off of the cell, Ross wasn't sitting there reading a script that said, by God, he's been broken in half. He just freaking said it. Gosh, good Lord. Just, come on. But anyway, yeah, so that happened. But we get to the part, and they died, by the way. They died a death. And then we get to the part where everybody remembers Brock Lesnar's music hits, and I gotta say, I popped. I was like, whoa, what the hell? Is that Brock here? Why is Brock here? But he comes out, and he freaking kicks the door off the damn hinges. I'm like, well, damn. For some reason, he's wearing just a plain black t-shirt, or sleeveless shirt, whatever. Nothing on it. And he gets in the ring. He takes a piece of the table, which I thought was cool, and just starts beating the hell out of both guys. And then he picks them up, and then he F5s them. This is what ruined it for me as well. Michael Cole sitting there emphatically yelling, nobody, not one single person called this. Nobody expected Brock Lesnar to be here. I'm like, okay? Like, are you patting yourself on the back? Like, we did something and nobody saw it coming, and if they say they saw it coming, then they're liars. Did you catch that?
Wow, I didn't know. I did not catch that, no.
Yeah, he was sitting there yelling that for like 2 minutes. I'm like, we get it. Nobody saw it coming. Shut up. Like,
why did he just say what I said on Facebook after the main event? It's a swerve, bro.
Yeah. I was just like, what the hell, Michael? Would they have him say the stupidest things? Like, shut up and let us enjoy it. Please, for the love of God. But, yeah, then he F5s both guys. He F5'd Roman on top of Braun, and he rolled off. And then he left. That was the end of the show. We can't finish the match. Call it off. Like, really?
If he was on top of Braun, why didn't they just...
I know.
Go into him? Why don't they just count?
What's up with these referees? We're in a Hell in a Cell, and nope, done, match over. Like, eat me.
This was over before 11 o'clock. They had time, to do.
It was the dumbest finish ever. I swear to God, dumbest finish in a Hell in a Cell ever. I don't know.
I mean, there were people just losing their minds after that. I mean, I wasn't thrilled to see the finish either, but just hearing some of the people that I was watching the pay-per-view with just absolutely crapping all over it and just were furious. I was just laughing the entire time. It's like,
well, apparently in the arena, people in the arena were saying, their reports, they said the crowd just rained down boos. They were throwing a fit. They were pissed.
Well, what would they rather have happen? I mean, would they rather it end like that, or would they rather have Roman pin Strowman clean? I mean, because they wouldn't be happy with that result.
Yeah. Well, what we got on Raw was, first of all, Drew McIntyre beat Dean Ambrose in a one-on-one match, and then Seth Rollins beat Dolph Ziggler to retain the Intercontinental title. And we've got one of those heel general manager running wild things again with friggin' Baron, stupid, bald-headed corporate Corbin, and he booked himself in a Universal title match against Roman Reigns. And my God, they just overbooked the hell out of that thing, man. Like, everybody and their mother came down during this match, and then it got thrown out because Braun Strowman started... Or, no, I'm sorry. First, Baron Corbin throws a chair at Roman and gets DQ'd, and then he does the same thing he did a couple weeks ago against Finn Balor. Oh, no, now it's no disqualification. Restart the match. Because, we don't see that constantly now.
No.
And they restarted the match, and he still freaking lost after everybody and their mother came down to help him out. It was just freaking madness, man.
I actually saw all that coming right when I had a feeling he was, I knew he was going to restart it, making a no DQ, and then I knew that Ambrose and Rollins and Ziggler and McIntyre, I knew they were all going to get involved. I think it was easy to see, but...
Well, apparently, they're still setting up for the Super Showdown 6-man match between the Shield and I guess they call themselves the Dogs of War. So, which, it's a cool name, I guess, but they don't really feel like a faction. I don't know. But what was funny was at the beginning of the night where Braun interrupted Roman Reigns and he was calling everybody stupid, right? Was it stupid? Because he was like, "You're stupid," or no, you suck. That's right.
You suck. He's like Roman, you suck. Baron Corbin, you suck. This whole situation sucks. So
and then he said, "All of you suck." And then the crowd, he told the crowd they suck, and then they're like, "Yeah, we suck." He's a baby face. Get over it. Just let it be a baby face. Whatever. I don't know.
Really, but that's the most they can have somebody say is everything sucks.
Yeah, I don't know. He's a baby face. They love chanting "Get these hands" and cheering for him and whatever else. By the way, did you hear? I don't know if it's legit or not, or if they're just playing it up for storylines. But Alexa Bliss is quote hurt.
Apparently, that's legit. She woke up. I think Tuesday morning or something, and felt like some numbness or something in one of her arms, and she's been pulled from house shows. And
wow, that's weird.
Yeah, I really thought it was storyline when I first heard it, because I guess they're teasing I guess they're going into a feud between Alexa Bliss and Ember Moon, which I'm not complaining about. We kind of saw a tag match on Raw with Mickie James and Alicia Fox taking on Ember Moon and a returning Nia Jax.
Yeah, it's cool to see Nia Jax
start the whole thing, and then we get this news. So
yeah, well, it is cool to see Nia Jax back. It's cool to see Ember Moon doing something. Also, Ember Moon will be replacing Alexa Bliss in Mixed Match Challenge.
Mixed Match. Yep.
So I guess they're no longer Team Little Big. They're Team, I don't know, Swirl?
Monster Goddess? I don't know.
I have no idea. I could give a crap less about that show, but still.
Isn't Ember Moon don't they call her the War Goddess?
Yeah. Well, there you go. The Dog of War Goddess or something. I don't know. I'm trying to come up with something stupid that WWE would love.
Yeah.
They love dumb names. But all right, well, that was Hell in a Cell. Overall, not bad. You and I finished the night 4-4 for our picks. Well, if we're adding it all up, we were 4-4 and 1. I don't know. What would you count that match? Is that a loss for us?
I don't even think I would count it. There wasn't a decision.
I don't know. 4-5, I guess. I don't know, but.
Because you had Brock Lesnar showing up. I sure didn't. I didn't think we'd see Brock Lesnar.
No, according to Michael Cole, nobody called that, Kyle. Nobody.
Well, he's certainly right about that. Like I said, I don't know anybody that...
And if they told you they called it, they lied.
That I would agree with, actually. I thought we'd seen the last of Brock Lesnar for this year at least, and maybe he'd return sometime next year if he isn't, full-time UFC. But
yeah. Well, he doesn't have an official match booked, so. But yeah, so in two.
Well, Well, he will have another match in WWE.
Well, no, I mean a fight in UFC. He doesn't have a UFC fight booked.
Oh.
He's just training right now, but they haven't made anything official. But anyway, 2 weeks from now, Super Showdown live, Melbourne, Australia, Saturday, the 6th of October. I don't know why it's a Saturday, but whatever. I don't know if I'm going to be watching live because I don't know what time it comes on, but I assume it's going to be
5 a.m.
5 a.m.?
Yeah.
Oh, well, I might watch a little bit of it then because I usually work overnights. So I don't get off my shift until 6 a.m., so I may be watching a little bit.
Debating on requesting that day off just so I can wake up and watch it. I'm not going to wake up at 5 a.m., but I mean,
yeah.
Whenever I wake up, I can turn on the network. And
Right. Well, I don't know. That, yeesh. You and I can get together the week beforehand and kind of give our picks. It is a big card. It's going to be a long haul of a show, and I hope it's a lot better than that Greatest Royal Rumble bull crap.
Yeah.
Speaking of Greatest Royal Rumble bull crap, the Saudi Prince is getting another event because they're going over a few weeks, or is it November that they're going over?
I think it's in October. I think it's the same week as the Women's Evolution pay-per-view.
Of course it is. But to appease everybody, that because the women are not invited to that card, they're going to have Evolution.
Which still amazes me why WWE would even go over there in the first place, because they've made such a big deal about this Women's Evolution and how great women's division is. I guess money, but still.
Yeah, when a Saudi prince throws millions at you, I guess your morals are going to take a back seat. But they're running the show called Crown Jewel, and right now we have a triple threat booked for the main event, because it's going to be the main event. Brock Lesnar and Braun Strowman are challenging Roman Reigns for the Universal title. So that is officially booked for Crown Jewel. At least they're calling it something different, and they're not calling it like the Greatest Survivor Series or some crap.
I thought at first it was rumored they were going to call it like another WrestleMania.
Yeah, WrestleMania
like
2.0, some crap, yeah. Thank God they didn't do that, because that would have been so stupid. Just give them their own show name and be done with it. God. But whatever. That's happening. But you and I will get together before Super Showdown and give our picks, and then run it down the next week. So I guess we will be talking to you in 2 weeks, Kyle.
Okay.
And thank you for joining me today.
Not a problem.
And ladies and gentlemen, we will be coming at you next week. It's going to be Greg and I coming at you with part 1 of probably 3 podcasts on the Vince Russo era of WCW, where we run down all the craziness that happened on Monday Nitro and how the once great Monday night iconic show got torn down into a cluster you-know-what. See you later.
This has been a Drama City production.